Hey there, everybody. I'm CCB Dolan here with CCB Fozzie, bringing you the penultimate day of the New Eden Open 2. We have our first match, about as good as a German ski lesson in red, versus Semicolon drop table users in blue. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what they brought?
Yeah, so about as good as German ski lesson did bring a marauder in the form of a golem. So they've got golem, typhoon, Sleipnir, Mollis, double burst for logistics, and 2 kestrels. The golem, obviously a different marauder than the one they brought in a previous match, which was the paladin, but that one was banned out, so this may be their second choice. Semicolon drop table users have brought a damnation setup, very Amarian heavy. 2 damnations, a guardian, a vigilant, 2 vengeances, a dragoon, and a merlin. Damnations, of course, extremely heavily tanked command ships, but also deal some quite respectable DPS since the Odyssey 1.1 patch last year.
Yep, and going with the Guardian over the Oneros, do you think that's just for Amarian ECM prevention?
That would be my expectation, yes. You're not allowed to use cap transfers, so the advantage of the Guardian is gone there. It's probably just because they don't want it to be as easy of a jam target to him against ECM.
And we have there the target painters landing on that Vigilant. We're going to have to see how much damage they can do. He's right next to the Guardian, so I don't imagine there's going to be too much problem repping him. But he's got to get out there and get some webs down as fast as possible to catch something out here.
Yeah.
They really have to eliminate the support wing with as few losses as possible to isolate the golem and take the golem down last. I don't think they have any chance of burning through the golem reps, and they don't really have a tremendous amount of cap pressure on that on the Semicolon drop table users team. Even though Amar typically have a lot of advantages in cap warfare, none of the ships on the field here.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to have enough for that. It's interesting that Vigilant was able to actually tank this damage. The Typhoon and the Golem are both cruise missile fitted, so they can hit small targets fairly well, but still the Vigilant was able to mitigate a lot of the damage with its small signature. And actually that is one of the biggest weaknesses of the Vigilant, is how weak its tank is. So the fact that it held up is a very, very good sign for the Semicolon team. They have caught now one of the Kestrels. Tisla in a Kestrel for German ski lesson has been tackled, and we're going to have to see how quickly he drops.
Yeah, you can see here there's a screening tackle on the Damnation, but already left reps on that Kestrel. So they're really going to have to catch and bring up their DPS and apply it to that Kestrel to actually break through those reps. But we have a catch on the Sleipnir here, so the Sleipnir is almost certainly going to have an ASP, Auxiliary Shield Booster, so his tank is going to be exceptionally strong. He's going to have reps on him, but the thing is, if they can switch right back to the Kestrel, or the burst that's now tackled, and delete them off the field really quickly, that's probably going to be the move they want to make.
Yes, it looks like we are seeing a lot of damage being applied to that burst. These bursts are just like the Inquisitors we've been seeing on a lot of other teams, or shield versions, and it's dropping quite quickly. It took a second there for its counterpart to get the reps on it. We'll have to see how well it tanks now that it has reps. Not going to be well enough, though. It's dropping, and it's
there
gone.
We go.
That is a huge, huge start for Semicolon drop table users. If they can now kill the second burst, it's going to be a lot easier for them to start destroying that Sleipnir.
That's half the remote logistics off the field. Even though the Guardian is taking consistent damage, he appears to be tanking quite well.
Yeah, I mean, the tank on the Semicolon drop table users is through the roof. You can see the defense bar right below their team name is actually off the charts. They've got their active rep that extends, it would extend further if our screen went that far. We have a team that is actually too defensive for our system to even handle it. And that's been what's allowed them to just completely tank through the cruise missile damage from the Golem and Typhoon.
And as you can see here, they've taken down the other burst. It looks like they're just going to work on the Sleipnir, push him into reload. Without the burst in the field, he's not going to be able to receive any remote rep. So once his ASB goes on the reload, he'll probably get melted here.
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly very unexpected from my side. It definitely looks like Semicolon drop table users is going to take this, as their Guardian is slowly going down, but it's going to take a miracle, I think, at this point for it to swing the match. And Semicolon drop table users have been showing some of our most creative setups in this tournament so far.
I don't know, if that Guardian goes down, this Golem could win this in the long game. Like,
yeah?
It's kind of late in the match for that to happen. If this has been happening a minute and 30 seconds earlier, I would like German ski lessons and chances a lot more. But we're going to have to watch for that Sleipnir to go on reload. He has to go on reload very soon.
Yeah, he's been boosting this whole time. He's probably on reload now. We're going to have to see if he goes on a boost. But that Guardian is dropping now, finally. He still doesn't have any tackle on him, so it looks like it's just the painter and then
just the
wearing down damage. Yeah. That Sleipnir is going to drop now quite quickly. You see he's now moving through armor. He is shield tank, so that armor is going to disappear fast. And that'll be a lot of damage off the field.
If we could get a shot on this Guardian, I'd really like to see if he has remote repair drones around him. Like if he has the chance when this Guardian, when the Sleipnir goes down, that he can eventually sustain here.
I mean, there's no...
you just saw the Sleipnir's very boost of life, but wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough. So that Guardian doesn't have any drones on him, but now he has one Sleipnir's less damage on him, and we're going to see the Mollis and Kestrel drop fast.
Ooh,
and the Typhoon is tackled. The Typhoon, of course, able to use its very high speed for a battleship to evade a lot of damage. It would be idea to actually take these damnations on a bit of a runaround, but the fact that it's already tackled by the frigates is excellent piloting from the Semicolon drop cable.
Hoodie Mafia is just an error, then Hoodie Mafia go down to evolve cruise missiles there. Delayed damage on those cruise missiles, especially at super long range here, but enough to take him down. But this is mostly just going to be cleanup here. I think there's enough damage on the Semicolon drop table users team to isolate that golem, or even just leave the golem alone and hope he can't kill anything.
Yeah, I mean, there is still 5 minutes to 21 seconds left in this match. This actually does provide a lot of time for Seldarine to pull a miracle out of his hat. However, it is going to be really, really difficult. What we're going to see from Semicolon drop table users, they're going to rush across the field, try to take down the Foon. The German ski lessons guys need to kill the vulnerable ships as quickly as possible. The Vigilant really is the #1 target they should be trying to bring down next. If they can get that off the field, which hopefully they will be able to with the Guardian gone, that'll reduce a lot of damage.
Well, you can see the Golem target painter already on that Vigilant. They know where they have to do, but the question is if they're going to be able to take them down in time. The Typhoon shield tanked, maybe even dual tank potentially there. Like it will have to see how long this Typhoon can hold out. It would be interesting to see like a tremendous bait tank on the Typhoon. Like
it would be interesting, considering that he was paired with Burst. Though he does have an ASB going. I would expect him to be shield tanked and then have some speed and damage in the loads. Take advantage of his mobility. We'll have to see how quickly. Yeah, he's moving through armor very fast.
Yeah.
So this is a very good sign. If that Typhoon drops before the Vigilant, again, it's a continued great sign for the Semicolon drop table users team. At this point, the only way the German ski lessons can win is if they wipe out everything except for one of the damnations from the other team. And in only 4 minutes, damnations have so much tank.
Well, they could kill a damnation and the Vigilant still.
Yep, you're right. That would be enough.
And the Vigilant's going down, so it would ultimately come down to a duel, Damnation versus Golem.
Yes. The Damnations, though, again, like I said, absolutely massive tanks. It's going to be very, very difficult to pick all the way through one with just a single Golem in only 3 minutes and 45 seconds. We'll have to see how well the tank has actually applied. We do see, though, however, the defense bar being so high indicates to me these aren't, like, weirdly tricky damage damnations, which we have seen in the tournament before. We have seen people fit damnations with almost no tank, just expecting no one to shoot them.
All right. So the Nasty Spanker is the primary for Seldarine's Golem here. We're going to have to see if Seldarine can pull a 9 out of 10 on the hero scale.
Yes.
If he drops this damnation, he'll be ahead on points. If he doesn't die by the end of the match, he'll coast to victory here in a feat of what can only be called pure heroics.
I think it's almost impossible for Seldarine to die in this match. There's just not enough DPS left on the Semicolon drop table users team. However, we see he took this long to even eat through the shields on that damnation. Does not bode well for his ability to kill it in only 2 minutes and 55
3 minutes,
seconds.
and that damnation is not pulling range in any way. It's not activated as prop mod at all. Like, it's just coasting around. So this is ultimately just like, this is the tortoise versus the other tortoise.
Yeah, I mean, with a cruise missile Golem, you're actually not going to be able to get range on it. That's one of the great things about the Golem, and one of the reasons that it's the most banned Marauder in this tournament. All the other Marauders can actually be evaded. In this situation, if this was a Vargur, you just run to the other end of the arena and reduce its damage a lot. The Golem, there's no movement you can do that's going to get you out of range of it. Yeah, the Golem still pounding away on that damnation of Nasty Spanker. It is worth noting that unlike previous weekends, teams are no longer starting out with a 30-point kind of beginning into the match. That is because we just fixed up some of the way the tournament tool works behind the scenes.
Josh,
so don't be surprised by that.
All right, sorry, CCP Fuzzy.
2 minutes.
I'm feeling it.
2 minutes. I don't think it's gonna be enough. Like he's getting to like 60% armor. It's possible.
I feel the power.
So Seldarine's gonna be overheating at this point, I'm sure. But I don't think he'll be able to do it. It's gonna be close though.
Hold on. Let me just do some math here. Let me. Okay. And. My math.
You calculated that it's gonna be fast enough.
I just did the math. Math doesn't lie.
Like 40% armor on Nasty Spanker there.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be close. 1 minute and 30 seconds. He needs to. If
he's not moving, why is Nasty Spanker not moving at all?
He needs to be moving as fast as possible because that will reduce some of the damage from these cruise missiles, although not a lot. There's really not much else he can do. He just needs to be going at his full speed. Wow, he is still slowly going down.
Damage.
1 minute and 10 seconds left. This would be an absolute heroic victory.
Overheat.
If Seldarine can manage to pull this off. We'll have to see. Oh, Nasty Spanker into the red zone of his armor now with 1 minute left. We have 1 minute left, and this damnation is at maybe 15% armor.
Yeah, so
He'll
right
probably
now,
go through structure quite fast.
right now, Seldarine is desperately hoping that his missiles don't have to go unreloaded at a crucial moment here.
Yes.
Hopefully he's at the right point in his cycle that he can just coast to the end. But he's got 40 seconds left to drop the last bit of armor here and try and follow the through structure. If he doesn't go on reload, I think he has it here. Oh, come on!
If I was these Damnations right now, I'd be really wishing that I had some remote repair drones.
Yes.
Because that would
If you had anything. Here he is,
Nasty
this is
Spanker
all
is
structure.
just about all out of armor now. He's going to start bleeding structure any moment
Come on.
now. There is 30 seconds left. There is...
Oh, come on. Volley's landing on structure. He has a lot of structure, though. Damnations are not particularly weak in the lows there. Come on. Come on. Oh, one more cruise missile volley is going to do it. One more cruise missile volley.
That being said, actually...
Does it actually put them ahead on points? Are they still behind on points?
Yes, they're actually still behind by 1 point.
Wow.
So now Seldarine has 2... No, he can't do it.
Oh, I'm so bad.
So I trusted your numbers here.
I
You did
spent-
math on the paper, Dolan. You did math on the paper.
I spent too much time doing math to see if it would die and not enough time doing, did they have the points? Wow. Super close there for Seldarine. Heroic performance. Unfortunately, he's just as bad as math as I am. That's going to be it. Wow, about as good as a German ski lesson. Knocked out of the tournament here by only a single point. Semicolon drop to the user is going to be continuing on. We'll see them fight later today. Actually, we'll see them fight in about an hour.
Very shortly against Kobaz inside.
Alrighty, we'll see you back in the studio in just a bit.